back with another video, and today we're going to be doing a Q&A with me. I'm going to be also smoking today. I also have quite the short outfit on. I just came back from having dinner, but we're going to hop right into this. I kind of knew I was trans, and when did I know? So I kind of knew in grade 9. I had like this terrible incident with my sexuality and presentation and how I wanted people to perceive me. I started thinking about, hey, everyone expects me to do this, this, and this as a male, and I don't really like it. I never liked it. It was always irritable having to have this, afterthought of hey, if I don't do this, I'm not masculine, or if I don't do this, I cannot achieve what masculinity means in my high school years. So I definitely was super perplexed on that. I was always thinking about it and contemplating, do I want to be gay, or do I want to be bisexual, or this or that? And this was also before I knew anything about trans people or anything like that. I'm not gonna lie, first time I even figured it out was through transport, actually. I know, crazy. Probably not the best way to find out and experience trans people or the idea of being trans yourself through porn. Probably not the best way to go about it. So it was kind of a shocker, and then also a little lackluster because I didn't know how to expand on that certain, I would say, I don't really know. I didn't know how to go from there. Yeah, I find out I'm this and that, but then what do? I have to go home and tell my parents. I have to tell my grandparents. I have to tell my other side of my family. I have to tell this, and this, and if I didn't have the help or resources to do so, so I kind of put it on the back burner and didn't, approach it until my later years of high school. And that'll be all for question 1, I believe. When did I know I was going to be trans, or when did I start having these trans feelings? Probably around grade 9, probably my most vulnerable year, but that is when it started. So, question 2, steps I took to let my parents know that I'm trans. So, I pretty much just sent them a text message, and I was like, hey, guess what? I'm becoming a girl. I'm trans, just let you know. What do you think about that? And they were surprised. My mom especially was surprised. I started just posting on Instagram, and I changed all my names and my emails, and my email passwords to be specific. I just changed it to more things that related to me and what I was going through. I changed almost everything. I started shaving all my hair, my face, legs, arms. I just did everything. And then I was just okay, time to tell all these people that I'm trans. I only told a few people, in my friend life. I don't know how, they feel about that, because I never really followed up on anything. I never really just had to say, hey, what do you think, what's your thoughts on me being trans? I'm your friend. I'm not really the one to do that. If you have something to say, usually people will just message you and fucking say it to you. Other than that, then maybe they just don't want to interact with you. So there's also that too. So my mom didn't take it too well. I just let her know off the bat. I didn't really think I needed steps or preparation to let them know. I think you should just know right away, and you have to deal with it over time. It's like taking a bullet, unexpectedly, and thinking, you know, you're gonna recover immediately. You're just not. You know, it's gonna take some time, and that's kind of how coming out as trans is, you know, for me to my family. It's kind of feels like that for both sides, right? I haven't seen my dad in a long time, so I don't know if my dad even knows. I probably don't have any plans on telling him or trying to tell him anything like that, because I don't have the hope anymore to believe that I can change a person who seemingly disappeared from my life. So there's also that. I think one of my aunts know on my dad's side, which is good, because I've always been on really good terms with my aunt. I also have my other aunt on this is my grandparents who took care of me. They're not my biological grandparents, but they are to me because they raised me from the ground up. So my auntie and my grandparents on that side, they're really, really happy with me and who I am, and I still respect everything they do. Even though they're religious, I still uphold, you know, their faith as much as they uphold mine in my way of living. So that really makes it easier for me to, you know, be one with them and love them a lot. Can't really say much for my other relatives and other parts of my family. That's just how they are, and you know, as a trans person, you do, you know, have to accept that sad truth. So yeah, that's kind of how I let my parents know. I just kind of dropped the bombshell on them, and I just mentally prepared myself before I did to, you know, either face emotional damages or suffer some minor ones. See you in question 3. Childhood upbringing. For question 3. Now, I grew up in like a very, like, sort of low income area, but it was very bougie and just weird. I went to a school called St. Clair when I was like in like, I guess my first grades of 1, 2, and 3, and it was a good school. Not the best area. I moved schools a lot, from schools to schools. I finally ended up in Scarborough, and I went to Joseph Brant for my grade 7 and 8. I went to William G. Miller from grade 4 to 6, and then from my 9 to 10, because like I moved schools when I was in my high school years. I went to Cyril Remote from 9 to 10, and then I moved to the East York area. I went to East York for school. Now, I moved schools so much, which is probably why I didn't like school as much. I really like sports though. I really liked hanging out, I really liked staying late. I was kind of in that rebellious stage where I kind of did whatever I wanted, which was not really good for me in the long run. I didn't really understand why I did it. I was too impulsive to figure out my own mistakes and how to be a leader. Instead, I was always a follower, so that got me in a lot of trouble. Also, during that time, I've always had these, like even when I was in grade 6, I always had these strong, you know, gay thoughts all the time. I never knew why, like, oh, why do boys look so good? And then also, why do girls look so great, but I can't look great like that? And then probably from there, I was never thinking about school or anything. I was always thinking about me. I was a very selfish person growing up, so I always thought about me. I'm a very self-centered person. I like people to know, hey, I'm out there. And I think that really messed up a lot of my outlook during my childhood. I just was too hyper-focused on like figuring out my sexuality and figuring out how I can be loved by my family, because how my family was just really messed up during those times where I really needed the most. I never had a lot of help in certain areas where I could have been helped more. You know, everything else my parents really did the best for me. And but my mom mostly did most of the work since she was a single parent since I was like 12, 13. So she did a lot of the heavy lifting in my later years of my childhood. But from when I had both my parents, it was a little easier. And then you start to notice when you lose one, everything gets incredibly fucking hard. And my life was just kind of a spiral of fuckery from there on out. And yeah, so I never really had a proper childhood. Just some childish nightmares, and it was some crazy fucking ones. On to question 4. Gaining the confidence to come out and express myself as female. Now, this one, I don't even know how I did it. I kind of just put on that fierce face, almost as a bravado or facade. Someone who I'm not, someone who I'm pretending to be, but I'm really not that person. But it was to coax myself from the stares and the, just treacherous type of feelings and vibes and just weird looks from people that you get when you're expressing yourself as someone who you're normally not supposed to be expressed as. So in my case, obviously I can't be dressing, provocative and in skirts and in dresses and whatnot, because that's typically not what, the man does. You don't do those taboo things. And I just didn't really care. I went for it. I didn't even bother to think about, the repercussions, but I did study on a lot of things and things I should watch out for and people who should watch out for, who I should stay away from and stuff like that. So I really have kept myself really safe on the streets while I present myself as female. It's really hard out there. It's I'm not gonna be like other people who try to tell you it's easy or you get what's coming to you. It's hard, right? It's difficult to prioritize yourself when there's so much danger coming after you, at that very moment, right? You're always in a vulnerable state when you're when you're not even close to what we deem normal or the norm. You're just so off the spectrum that you're a threat to society. So it's not easy. You have to constantly watch over your shoulder. You have to constantly be on guard, but not all the time. You can be really free. And, in some cases or not, you do have to brace yourself for something like that to happen. If it may happen, at least you tried your best. And survival is what a lot of trans people think about. Not really getting to like 50 or like 60. Oh wait, I want to be this age or make it this age. It's just surviving. That's in a lot of trans people's cases. So I am just more fortunate that I can, freely express myself the way I want to. Of course, I live in Canada. There's still, some people who are very indifferent to that. But on to question 5, facing my parents and letting them know I'm trans. Now, I went to the first time I saw my mom, I was trans, and then she wanted to meet me in person. I dressed up as feminine as possible, and she was she thought it was a phase that I was doing, Oh, excuse me, I might cut this out because I'm sneezing. But yeah, she thought it was a phase, and I was like, no, this is actually me. So I was in a nice dress. It was very, not provocative, but very tight. My mom was very shocked and surprised about it. But I told her this was really who I was. I wasn't playing a joke or pretending to be a sadist and just loving when people suffer and whatnot. No, I was really serious about being a female and being a girl and being a lady and a mommy and not what was put here out for me to be. I didn't choose to be any of this, and I had to let my mom know, and she was like it was a loss to her son, right, which is me. But yeah, they feel like they've lost someone they birthed because of you transitioning, and that probably is the suckiest part of being trans. Just really being transparent with you. It's the worst part. You always feel really sad about it, and it's tough. But yeah, and I haven't let my dad know. That's probably the running trope if any of the other questions like this pop up. But I probably will never tell my dad that I'm trans, and if he finds out, I probably won't be wanting to rekindle that easily. So yeah, on to question 6 about GRS and FFS. I probably won't get that because I thought about it and I was like, I'm such a terrible person that comes with dealing with pain. So I can't it hurts my gut thinking about getting any type of surgery. So not even this, just any type of surgery or anything. I feel like I couldn't do it. I think I'm not as strong spirited or strong willed to deal with all of the things that come with getting the surgery. So I'll probably just pass. I think I have nothing wrong with having my eggplant. I have nothing wrong with it. I fucking love it, in fact. It's amazing. But that's just me, of course, where I can't speak on all or for all trans people, because that's not how they feel. This is how I feel. And I feel like this. For FFS, I have been thinking about it, but unfortunately, I think I'm just going to have to work with what I got. It's probably a little expensive. I don't know if Canada covers it. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. But I think I don't want to do something, and then how if it doesn't work, or how if I still have dysphoria of my face, or I don't end up liking the surgery, But I have thought about it a lot, and it's something I'll always think about, but I'm not sure if I'm ready to go through it. On to question 7. Name changing and changing my identity. Now, for this question, I'm already kind of working on it. I want to change my name to Alexis, and then also use my first name and to tie. I don't know if you can even have 3 middle names to tie it into my 2 middle names, but I'm gonna try to make it into a 3rd middle name if I can. If I can't, I'm probably just gonna change my name as a whole. But Alexis will be my surname, and I want to be called Alexis. I don't want to be called Lexington, even though it's a great name. I love it. Everyone says it's distinguished. You're a king or something, but I don't want to be a king. I want to be a queen. Why can't I be a queen, right? But I do want to change my name to Alexis, and I do want to change my assigned sex and whatnot to female. And it'll be a lot easier to do the things I want to do with my life when those things are complete and done. So I'll probably be doing those tasks and reaching the goals in the next month or so. So you'll probably know that I'll get those done, because I'll leave you an update via post either on YouTube, or I may upload something to my TikTok. I still have no videos there, but do follow me there. It would be nice to have your support. On to question 8. Hobbies that I enjoy. Now, I may have already leaked it to you in some other videos. But I love basketball. Spoiler alert. Not really a spoiler. I don't know how many times I've told you that I like basketball, but I love basketball. It's one of my favorite sports to play. I'm obsessed with it. I love being under the ball. I love shooting into the hoop. The sound when it just goes right through with the flush, and it's so addicting that I just get obsessed with making that same shot over and over again. So that's why I personally love basketball. I love drawing. It's definitely a therapeutic thing for me to do in my free time. It helps, curate a certain, feeling over my anxiety when I'm not doing my art. I definitely feel like I have more when I haven't done it in art piece. Like I just need to do at least one of them. Anything. It can be of nature or a cartoon or something. I just have to draw something. It really relieves a lot of stress and anxiety from me. And I really appreciate that y'all been watching my videos of me drawing. It's definitely helps me, and if it helps you, I am all down for that, to getting everyone blessed on a night that they're not feeling so blessed. So thank you for that. I don't really have any other hobbies. I'm really an outside person and a work person, so I kind of just go out. I'll go on a walk down the creeks, trails. I'm definitely trying to jog more. I'm trying to get back in my jogging routine. I like working out every now and then. I'm addicted to squats. And I love shopping. I think that's about it. Not a lot of hobbies. It sounds kind of like cliche or boring, but those are my hobbies. On to question 9. Things I do to keep myself motivated to openly dress as trans. Now, honestly, this is like the most straightforward response I can give you, but I just don't give a fuck about what anyone thinks. I think I'm the best. I think I am smart in what I can and cannot do. That doesn't make any sense. I have the confidence to do what I can do, and when I know I can do something, I ask so I can reassure myself that you can gain the confidence to do what you couldn't do before. That's me in a nutshell. I will always keep trying my hardest and focusing on the areas of weakness that I have, so I don't have too many of them. I've learned from experience that having a lot of weaknesses and not polishing them up to be misunderstandings really affects you, and it could be a fatal one at that too if you're not careful, depending on what you're doing. So I really try my hardest to be the best I am, even if someone says I'm not. I just think I'm the best. On to question 10. Can people expect from my channel? Now, I'm just gonna be as transparent as possible. I'm gonna talk to you what it's like to be trans, what it's like to live a trans life, what it's like to go out in public and to be trans. I'm not good at recording in public right away, but I will have times where I do go in public and I do record, and I'm out there and I'm talking to people and interacting with randoms, I guess you could say. I definitely want to invite you into my life. I'm going to be doing a lot more drawing, as you can see already on my channel. I love doing artwork, and I will mix up and draw other things besides Pokemon. I will do realistic drawings and maybe my own creative drawings for you to see, and hopefully that helps you find what you like to do. It would be nice to see what type of artwork you guys can draw up. I always use guys, you folks, or what everyone can draw. I want to be friendly or politically correct. Politically correct. Fuck. But I will be doing also some try-ons of clothing that I have, and shoes and makeup and other things like that. I'm gonna be trying to get you guys to just see what I'm rocking with every day and how I go to work and how I go on my day-to-day dress code and what I like to look like during my months of stress, vulnerability, or when I'm on my best, my Sunday's best to be exact. I will show you all 3 filters, right? So you'll get the full me. Also, as you know, I am a parent, and I know I've mentioned that in one of the other questions. I have almost a 5-month-old baby, and his name is Jasper. Now, I don't talk too much about my personal life when it comes to, family, like my family that I'm creating, but as I slowly get into YouTube and more comfortable with sharing that information, you'll get to see my beautiful baby boy, and he's a great addition to the family. This is Lexi, and I appreciate you hanging around for my Q&A. I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.